There are certain rules you don't break in St. Maarten. One of them, you don't eat barbecue without a Johnny cake. You just don't. And Francois, he makes the kind of Johnny cakes that haunt people. Fried just enough to blister, fluffy enough to break apart in your hands, perfect enough to turn otherwise rational adults into raving lunatics.
Come on! You had to cry for the Johnny cakes?
That's what you want? You want the Johnny cake?
He knows this.
Welcome to Jimmy's, the original Fat Boy, a staple in St. Maarten. Francois and his sister Alicia keep it running, just like their father did before them, a roadside altar to fire and smoke, built on tradition and damn good cooking.
This is probably his 77,000 chicken. And he's this excited.
The ribs, the chicken, it's all done with the kind of care that only comes from a lifetime cooking on a grill.
The chicken, you have to rub the seasoning in it.
Just let it sit in there.
I tell you, you gotta make love to your food.
But what is it about this roadside barbecue that's got people so obsessed?
So how often do you come?
Oh God, at least once a week. And if it's a bad day, twice a week.
And what makes these Johnny cakes so special? Well, it all starts with the mix.
Okay, we're gonna do Johnny cakes, right?
What is a Johnny cake?
Johnny cake is a fried dough,
Okay.
right? It's very Caribbean.
At first glance, making it looks like madness.
Holy shit. You're going to sell all these Johnny cakes in one day?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
2 bags of flour, baking powder, evaporated milk, sugar, salt, all tossed in without ceremony. No measuring cups in sight.
We're gonna eyeball the butter as well, okay? We eyeball the butter as well. Right? Now to get all this in here, you have to mix everything in. Right?
Oh, just for your hand. Done.
Yes.
So you don't need a machine or anything.
You can do it in the machine, but you know, this is the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
There's no recipe taped to the wall, no written instructions, just muscle memory passed down like a family heirloom.
Where did you learn this recipe?
This recipe is my family recipe, my dad.
Francois' dad, Jimmy, built this place from nothing. A roadside grill, a few recipes, and a whole lot of sweat. No branding, no gimmicks, just food worth stopping for. And now, with Jimmy well into retirement, the next generation is keeping it alive.
I know this is the business that we grew up on, and I said, okay. I said, let me come on board with my dad, you know, because I didn't really want to give up the place and sell the place or whatever
Legacy.
he wanted to do. So I decided to say, I'm going to stop work and I'm going to come on board with my dad.
For the first time all day, Francois isn't joking. No laughs, no wisecracks. Just a man making sure his father's work doesn't disappear. When I ask him what makes his Johnny cake so famous, he doesn't hesitate.
The love.
Every good chef says the same thing. It's about the heart that you put in your food,
Sure bet.
the soul that you put in it.
You have to have a love and passion for it.
Yeah. It makes a difference.
I always tell people what I realized with the Johnny cakes. The Johnny cake comes out exactly how you're feeling inside. I always tell people this. You know why?
Because food isn't just food. It carries the weight of who made it, their hands, their mood, their past, their people. And these Johnny cakes, they carry centuries of history. What started as survival food, just a handful of simple ingredients that could last on long sea voyages, became something more. Sailors lived on them. Enslaved people carried them. And over time, they stopped being just a way to fill an empty stomach. They became a piece of history, a taste of resilience, proof that food isn't just about feeding people, it's about remembering where you come from.
You know what I'm loving about this place is that everyone seems like they're overwhelmed, but everybody's relaxed. Drop the Johnny cakes off, put the barbecue on, he's walking back and forth. There's no timeline. He controls the timeline.
Yeah, nah.
He unloads the ribs and chicken onto the grill like it's nothing.
Look at that. Pork, right? Obviously.
The secret? His own rub. A mix he won't fully reveal, but one that clings to the meat, sinking into every single bite. And then, like clockwork, the place fills with smoke.
This smoke is about to get more intense. The whole place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I love about this fucking guy? This is probably his 77,000 chicken. And he's this excited.
Every day. I'm always excited to come to work. When I get up, I get in here, I'm excited until I leave this place. I'm still excited, I'm always excited. I love what I'm doing, man. Cooking is my passion. I love feeding people. If I get to feed you, I'm happy. If you're hungry, I'm sad. I love feeding people.
There are places where food is a job, a means to an end, and then there are places like this, where the fire never dies, the grill never gets old, and the man behind it wouldn't be anywhere else.
While the oil is heating, we're gonna make some balls.
Never thought I'd be this excited to handle some balls, but here we are.
I hope I don't fuck this up. Seems like a really important part of this restaurant.
Francois gives me a crash course. Quick, practice movements that have probably been second nature to him since childhood.
Dip it in the flour like this. I put it in the palm of my hands.
Okay.
Take my fingers, fold. And you keep folding, folding, folding.
And at first, things are not looking so good.
Bend it over, stick it in. Bend it over, stick it in.
How am I supposed to make some Johnny cake with statements like that? I don't know.
I'm trying to teach you to quick.
After a little practice, I start to get the hang of it.
I fold.
Uh-huh.
I fold.
Uh-huh.
I fold.
Uh-huh. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze.
That's pretty good.
Right?
Everything matters in the Johnny cake.
Everything.
The water, the flour, the butter, the stages, the process, the order of things, and lastly, the oil. It has to be the right temperature, or you're not going to get the perfect Johnny cake.
And once the dough is ready, it's time for the drop test. If the oil is too hot, the cake burns on the outside and stays raw in the middle. Too cold, and it won't rise. Just sits there, sad and lifeless.
Come on up, baby. Little bit more, little bit more.
It bobs, it floats, and there it is. Golden, puffy, perfectly crisp.
See that color?
God, I can't wait to try them. But remember now, in St. Martin, a Johnny cake without barbecue is like a beach without sand. And barbecue without a Johnny cake, forget it. They're meant for each other. One soaking up the smoke, the other catching every last drop of juice.
See the juices?
Yeah.
Drip, drip, drip.
You get it now? This isn't just about Johnny cakes. It's about the whole thing.
Look at
There we
this.
go, guys.
Holy. This looks fantastic.
Right?
Are you seeing this? Take it in, because this is the best damn roadside barbecue you're ever gonna get. And just when I think it can't get better, Francois hits me with a surprise.
Hey, what's this? The crab.
Rice.
Holy.
Wow. That's the pepper. Bite into the crab. Bite into the crab. Bite into the crab. Some good stuff, right?
Oh my God.
No ifs, no buts. When you come to Jimmy's, you come ready to eat. The ribs, they're not just cooked, they're crafted to perfection. Chicken, juicy, peppery, seasoned like someone's reputation depends on it. And the Johnny cake?
It was hot. Look at that. Exactly how he described it. Like crispy on the outside, very fluffy, very soft, perfect amount of salt and sweetness, so it doesn't have that like desserty feel. It almost felt like when it was being cooked, it was gonna be like a funnel cake, but no. It's just like a biscuit on crack. Call me an honorary fat boy.
I understand why people line up, why they wait, why they talk about this place like it's a rite of passage. Sure, the food is incredible. The ribs, the Johnny cakes, the smoke, the spice. But the real magic, it's not just in the food, it's in the man behind the grill.
Thank you.
The way Francois moves, the way he laughs,
As long as it tastes good.
the way the locals light up when they see him. They don't just come here for the barbecue, they come here for him.
I bring my partner. We all sit on outside, and we have one big episode of ribs and chicken.
Oh my
Are you
And
getting paid for this commercial?
I'm not getting paid. This is all out of love.
Out of love, baby.
Because when someone cooks with this much passion, this much soul, you don't just taste the food, you taste the story. And if you're lucky, you become part of it.
That's what I'm talking about when I say a neighborhood joint. Holy shit, nothing fancy, passed down from one generation to the next, the best food you can ask for, and no ego.